tell you other things that are indicative of things that this generation is going through that they never been through before. We can talk about media. How there's so much media, we're inventing new media all the time. And it gets to our kids even if parents don't want it to get to them. Even if you're in a good Christian home. The garbage on the internet or stuff on your cell phones, you have access to the web and stuff, that there's no restraint there. And you've got video games meant to entertain that teach kids how to kill, how to have sex, how to solicit prostitutes. Kids are in jail right now. I know you've heard the stories because they've gone and actually carried out the murders that they planned on their video games. What kind of America are we giving these kids? So we can talk about media because, Josh McDowell says it's the first generation ever to be more influenced outside the home than inside the home. Think about that, the first generation in the world, because there's so much media that comes to them. We can talk about the over-sexualization of our culture, where there's sex everywhere. Have you noticed that? Sexual humor in sitcoms, have you noticed that? It's everywhere. You go into the mall and there's Victoria showing you all of her secrets, and you got your little girls going, is that what I'm supposed to look up to, Mommy? Is that what I'm supposed to, And little boys going, is that what I'm supposed to look for in a woman? You've got MTV study just came out. 3,000 times a week there's a softcore porn image that comes across MTV. It's everywhere. And I sort of wonder if we've gotten used to it. Like when you go into a dark room, you can't really see for a while, and then your eyes get used to it, and you sort of get used to the dark. I wonder if we've sort of gotten used to it. Now there's data that shows, a couple studies out that shows that the more kids watch this stuff, even I'm talking just softcore sexual humor innuendos, the more likely they are to have sex. No. Who would have thought such a thing? Because the media always denies all that stuff. We don't shape culture, we reflect it. Yeah, you reflect whatever you want it to be, or whatever you think will sell, and whatever get ratings up. Well, 17 magazine, first article was how to tell if you're a lesbian. Second article was how to tell your parents if you are lesbian. And third article is how to have safe lesbian sex. 17 magazine. 14 and 15-year-old girls picked this up as a glamour magazine. This one, believe it or not, is actually worse than that. This is October's version. There's actual pornography in here. Photographs of female genitalia with all the intimate questions that a girl would ask her mom. Question and answer in here. What kind of America are we giving these kids? This is not a fair fight, and this is a battle unlike any other battle. It's not the same battles that you and I went through when we were teenagers, right? It just not the same challenges. We never had 4%. We never had the onslaught of media. Okay, we had radio and TV and 8-track tapes. That's all we had. So another thing that's going on with teens that have never happened before is point-and-click pornography. Now, there's all kinds of data that shows the impact that pornography has on kids. It used to be when we were young, if you wanted pornography, you had to hope your parents or your aunt or uncle or neighbor or somebody didn't catch you in the store trying to get it, and that you could con the guy behind the counter to give it to you. Now, you just go in your bedroom, point and click, it's free. And click, 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 click. Even kids not even trying to get on it. Pop-ups that come up. What's going on? You got kids raised in a Christian home, never even thought about pornography, get a pop-up and click, and they're in a different world. 80% of kids that are online regularly have had multiple exposures to hardcore pornography. 1 out of 5 kids that are online regularly get an unwanted sexual solicitation. Think about that. If that happened in the school, in your neighborhood, in your town, 1 out of 5 kids in your school was solicited by somebody real life, man, there would be a manhunt, and they would throw that guy in jail so fast you couldn't even. But it's happening every day on the web. What's happening to what's happening to this culture? What's happening to this younger generation? These guys, they're going after, now pornography is a $57 billion industry. They give it to them free at first, but then they get them sucked in because they become slaves. 12 to 17-year-olds are the largest users of pornography online. It's not dirty old men. It's 12 to 17-year-olds. Can you just absorb that for a second? 12 to 17-year-olds. They're going after our babies. We think the divorce rate in America is bad now with some 50%. What's it going to be when these guys start getting married? Think how many have daughters? Okay, how hard is it for them to find a good husband? 80% of this generation has been exposed to hardcore pornography. Are we understanding what the implications are here? And these guys that are sexualizing our culture, they don't care that our kids are getting diseases. They don't care that now they watch sexual humor in TV. They're probably going to have sex or twice as likely to have sex. They don't care that they're going to get sexual diseases, 8,000 kids a day that get a sexually transmitted disease. They don't care about that. They don't care that they might wear the clothing and mimic it and then end up getting date raped. They don't care. All they want is sell stuff. They don't care that, 250,000 girls, teenage girls will get pregnant and have their baby a year, and they are the ones that are chief candidates for poverty. They don't care. All they want is money. And I don't think they're intentionally trying to wreck a generation. They're just stooping as low as they have to get to just get ratings and get money and get them to buy their stuff. So this is the battle. This is our job. We are in youth ministry for such a time as this. We have this barrage, just like a fire hose of garbage being aimed at our kids. And we've got to figure out how to be successful in the middle of all this. Are you guys ready for this battle?